Welcome to Tell the Trend. In this video, we'll explore the fascinating history of operating systems, the hidden engines behind every computer and smartphone we've ever used. In 1981, the market looked completely different from today. The leader was CP/M, a system designed for early microcomputers, widely used but not destined to last. Other names like TRS-DOS, powering the Tandy TRS-80, and Commodore Kernel, at the heart of the Commodore 64, were beloved by hobbyists and families. Apple DOS brought life to the Apple II, one of the first successful home computers. UNIX, though not popular with consumers, became a cornerstone in academia and research labs. But that same year, IBM introduced its PC with PC-DOS, created in partnership with a little-known company called Microsoft. This moment would soon transform the industry. The 1990s saw the dawn of the Windows era. Microsoft moved from command-line DOS into graphical interfaces with Windows 3.0, then Windows 95, which introduced the iconic Start menu. This combination of usability and widespread PC adoption made Windows the undisputed leader. By the mid-90s, most of the earlier systems had disappeared. Apple's macOS kept a dedicated following in creative industries like design and publishing. In 1991, a student named Linus Torvalds released the first version of Linux, an open-source system that would slowly grow into a global phenomenon, especially in servers and programming. By the late 1990s, Windows controlled over 90% of personal computers, setting the stage for the millennium. The new century began with one of Microsoft's greatest successes, Windows XP Stable. Reliable and easy to use, XP became a favorite worldwide, lasting far longer than Microsoft expected. Meanwhile, Apple introduced Mac OS X in 2001, a complete redesign that merged elegance with the power of Unix. It brought Apple back into the spotlight. Linux distributions like Ubuntu in 2004 made open-source software more accessible, though still niche. But this decade also introduced a brand new frontier, mobile operating systems. Symbian, used by Nokia, dominated early smartphones, while BlackBerry OS became essential for business users. Yet by the end of the 2000s, everything changed. In 2007, Apple launched the iPhone with iOS, and in 2008, Google released Android. The seeds of a revolution were planted. The 2010s marked a turning point in computing history. On the desktop, Windows 7 took over as the most beloved version since XP, while Windows XP slowly faded but still held a surprising share. Mac OS X continued growing, crossing 8% of the market, and Linux remained a small but steady presence. But the real story was happening on mobile. By 2011, iOS and Android appeared in the rankings, still small compared to Windows, but already reshaping the market. Android spread rapidly across dozens of manufacturers, from Samsung to HTC, making smartphones affordable and everywhere. iOS, though exclusive to Apple devices, built a loyal and expanding ecosystem. BlackBerry OS, once dominant, briefly held on, but couldn't compete with touchscreens and app stores. by the end of the decade, mobile systems overtook desktop in usage, marking a fundamental shift in how humans interact with technology. The 2020s brought a more fragmented but fascinating picture. Windows 10 and later Windows 11 maintained Microsoft's strength on desktops, but the company's global dominance was over. Mac OS, boosted by Apple's powerful M1 and M2 chips, reached new heights of performance and adoption. Linux continued powering the internet, servers, and developers' machines, while Chrome OS carved a niche in education. Yet, the crown clearly belonged to mobile. By 2025, Android captured nearly half of the global market, while iOS secured almost 1 in 5 users. Together, they redefined computing, making the smartphone the world's most important computer. From CP/M to Windows, and now the duel between Android and iOS, operating systems mirror the story of technology itself. Which one did you start with, and which one do you use today? Comment below, leave a like, and subscribe to Tell the Trend for more data stories.